Call the spaceships to Davenport. Prepare for Div Anarchy and interface with a couch in space. It is Space Couch time. Once again, this is going to be a good one. Like, I'm already pumped. Before we can do that, we got to eat our veggies. Check out this week's advertisers. We have Ligerhawk Records with this week's Tremendous 10.
Fireball. The desert devours every throne. Simple logic, the answer's right here in my science project. I got a delta, next thing, next run. World don't wait for end. Stay home on the phone. Let everything. Your vote doesn't count. It's all fucked. I'll be your ruin, or you can ruin me first. He's got a permanent mask for you, surgically attached. No, curse the Oswald.
Still sponsored by Super 7, the coolest action figures in all the land. I just got my work bonus in, so I'm going to be spending some money out there. And you can too if you go to super7.com/Space Couch Show. That last part is very important. Vampire Mermaid.
Now for Vampire Mermaid. Vampire Mermaid.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna careen all over the cosmos here in space, which is how we normally do. But we're gonna be cooking with gas on this one, or petrol. I don't know how they say it in Canada. But ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our guest, Imogen Bailey. How's it going?
Pretty damn groovy. That is a hell of an intro.
Awesome. Well, we aim to please. It costs billions of dollars to beam the show from up here in space down to you on Earth, so we try to make it worthwhile. Programmer's note, I messed up my audio again for you there at home, so I might sound a little funky, but, that's okay. Just use your space imaginations. Right, so we started primarily as an industrial music show, and one of your many facets on the D20 of Imogen Cookie Bailey is the amazing Hamosaurus. We'll cut in some of that here.
Two souls in the flare, stars are falling. Electric hearts will shine, yours and mine. Feel the beat align, love divine.
I'm loving it. Like, how would you describe the vibe and sound of Hamosaurus?
That is a good question. Tepid, bland synth pop.
Tepid. You are excised from space. It is amazingly good stuff.
Club music. It's club music.
Hell yeah, we love it.
Right?
So it looks like you had some releases in 2025, if I'm not mistaken. Anything in the Hamo clip for Hamosaurus?
Anything coming up?
Yeah.
Well, I've got a lot of... The thing with writing this music is, it always feels unfinished. It's so...
That's how I know you're legit. Because it's what's the expression? Good songs are never done, they're just abandoned.
Yes, I've got so many little melodies and clips and phrases and things just rattling around. I've just got countless folders of sound bites where I'm going, I need this, or I'll hum something.
Right.
So one of the a couple of my songs, they're the way I write music is not. I'm not a musician. I can't call myself a musician. I don't understand music theory.
Never stopped me.
But it's like I draw.
Okay.
And the way that colors represent sounds to me, so I have to translate this into audio. So it's the soundtrack to paintings that I see
Oh,
in the back of
awesome.
my brain.
That's
And
cool.
some of the phrases that I use, they're actually based on my partner's Tourette's. My
Oh,
partner
wow.
has Tourette's. Yeah, so
Okay.
he'll twitch and he has certain patterns of
Right.
ticks. And to me, that represents melodies and phrases. So when he's very
Fascinating. Wow.
right, so yeah, it's just the basis of nameless notes.
Yeah.
The basis of nameless notes, like it's an instrumental one.
Uh-huh.
Um, like I can't play the piano, but I can use little apps on my phone that'll make the sounds, like you're
Sure.
doing a little MIDI kind of thing. So, but then the way that he, during a particularly affectionate moment or a
Hmm.
difficult day, his ticks will come out in a certain pattern, and that forms the basis of nameless notes. So,
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, not only is it amazing music in its own right, but you there on home on Earth should check out Hamosaurus. I'll go out on a limb and say it's probably the best tick based industrial electronic music on Spotify.
you
Okay, okay. You can claim that mantle. Wow. Well, that is intense.
auditory performance art. I guess,
Auditory. Hell
yeah,
yeah.
I can't call myself a musician because I don't
Mm-hmm.
understand music theory, but I can piece it together like a
Mm-hmm.
puzzle. So I see these patterns and I translate them into sound, and then it becomes these songs. It's
Okay.
like the lyrics. I understand pop music. I
Mm-hmm.
understand club music.
Mm-hmm.
I What I listen to on my own time is death metal,
Okay. Hell
but
yeah.
I can't write death metal.
It's just power
Not
chords and
quite.
skulls, or like root chords and skulls. But well, this might be a theme of this interview because there's not a lot you don't do. And our mutual friend James just sort of gave me the rundown, and your resume is astonishing. I think it would reach all the way up here to space if we unrolled it. Um, so let's start with like now. Like what is the great Imogen Bailey like into? What are you doing right now?
Well, my day job is I actually do tax prep and bookkeeping.
Okay, hell, rock
It's
star shit.
the
Okay.
the most boring stuff that everyone hates. But
Right,
if you have to deal with Revenue Canada, or in the US it's the IRS,
right,
if you have to deal with those entities, it's horrible. It's a god awful process.
right.
And I hate the government so bad. I
Now we're
decided to get
talking.
into right.
Yeah.
I wanted to get into a line of work where we pay too much taxes,
Uh
and
huh.
there's a lot of things that people can do to reclaim some of that money.
Right.
And I think the government has too much, and they rely on the populace not knowing how to get any of that back.
They certainly
So,
do.
as a big fat fuck you to the government, I can help people with their taxes so they can
Okay.
get things back. Right.
Hell yeah, very noble. I dig it.
But
So
yeah, I do all sorts of stuff.
okay, all right. Well, we started at sort of level one with tax preparation, but let's ramp it up a notch. I'm just gonna go into like TV cliches. So the Art Farm anniversary events. These look rad as hell.
They absolutely are. It is
Okay.
a huge bloody public party.
Oh hell
We
yeah.
Yeah, so the art farm, Stefano's art farm, is a recording studio.
Okay.
It's so Stefano, that's my other half. He's a drummer. He's been a musician his whole life. Has
Hmm.
a long career of touring and drum teching with a lot of like household names. Like
Okay.
drum tech for Alice Cooper, Twisted Sister. Played with
Never heard of
Tesla,
him.
played with Alice in Chains.
That's
Right, like
amazing.
yeah,
Wow.
like really colorful career. Professional musician. This is his number one love in life.
Okay.
Nothing. I will never be in like on par with that.
Okay.
So so
So
the love of the music community. He opened a recording studio, runs a recording studio. Bands can rent space in jam rooms.
mhm.
Book time to record. He's got a whole team of engineers working there who are all accomplished musicians in their own right. By the way, like they're all metal musicians
Mhm.
that can do anything. So every year, the anniversary of the studio is a way of saying thank you to the community, is to have this huge anniversary party. It also
Mm-hmm.
lines up with his birthday. So his birthday, and
Oh, okay.
right? So his birthday, this will be my third year in being a part of this and helping organize it. So there's live music, there's food vendors, there's a big ass bouncy castle, a dunk tank, all sorts of stuff going on.
Hell
And it's just a
yeah.
big, yeah, right? A huge all ages, kid friendly party open to the public.
So
So
you said
last year
this
we had
will
about
be like it's coming up.
this year, yeah, it's coming up in July
July,
11th.
and you guys are in Victoria, BC, yeah?
We are in Victoria,
Okay.
BC.
So if you are
Yeah.
in the Victoria, BC area in July, look for the Art Farm Party. We played. Do you know Logan's? Is that still there? Uh,
Logan's has shut down, but yes,
okay,
I know
that was
Logan's.
that was the one time we ever played Victoria, BC. Was
Oh,
It
fantastic.
was very rainy, and we were only there for like the length of the set, and then flew right back up. So
It's a good city to leave.
well, so except if you're there in July and going to the amazing Art Farm Party. The Okay, so by way of James, what was this situation that required you to work with a coroner?
Okay, so I was actually the I like the term Grim Reaper. My entire fleet, we were Grim Reapers. We worked for a body removal company. I was the regional. I ran the whole South Island division.
Okay.
So when someone passes, they someone's got to pick up the body. That's where I come in. My
Well,
phone
when
rings.
you're not doing accounting and rock star stuff, you're picking up bodies.
Or heavy metal combat sport photography, or running my supplement company. Yeah, I like to keep it interesting. I get bored. It's career ADD. I have to task switch. So
I hear that spinning more plates than an octopus waiter. Okay, so you're in a body removal company at
and up until a few months ago, the contract ended, and when I spoke with the new company who took it over, I just did not want to work with them. And it's not a strike against the company. I'm not saying anything negative about them, but
right.
my approach to the job and their approach to the job was a little bit different, and I would not have been happy with that company. One of the things that I had my staff do, my attendants, what we all did was we would talk to the deceased when we enter a room, like if right. So
Okay.
so sometimes it's as simple as, grandma goes to sleep and doesn't wake up, or the shut-in neighbor down the hall hasn't been seen for a while and there's a weird smell.
Okay.
We're the ones that go in. Car crashes, we're the ones who pick up the body. It was wild.
Okay.
So when we approach a decedent, I would always greet them when I have their name. I would greet them by name. Hi there, John. My name's Imogen. I'll be your driver. I'm going to be taking you somewhere else. As we're manipulating the body, we have to move them, get them out of some very difficult situations at times. Like sometimes it's quite literally jaws of life, and we're having to remove someone, and we would talk to them like they're right there with us.
Okay.
Now the reason for this is we don't know about the afterlife, so it's a spiritual approach, and everyone's got a different view. But if that, I'm very agnostic. I don't know if there's an afterlife, but I do know that it's possible. So if that person is still with their body, if they're watching what's happening, if they're there, I want them to feel comfortable. I believe that if they're there, they're probably feeling confused. They're probably feeling a little, when you've had a little bit too much to drink and the ground feels unstable and you need a friend to kind of walk you
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Yes, totally.
So I figure if for someone who's they've just passed and they're still near their body, they're probably feeling a little disoriented, and a gentle voice is going to be hopefully the comfort that can help the situation. Now, that being said, I have been driving a body and all of a sudden my dash panel is flickering, and when you're in the room and someone's standing behind you giving you the death stare and they don't want you there?
Yeah.
I'm driving alone with the dead guy in the back, and I feel those daggers like pointed at me, and my dash panel's flickering, and my truck is stalling, and I'm like, so I would talk to them, and I would just say like,
Wow.
Jeremy, it's
Sure.
okay. I'm not who you're mad at. Like, just follow my voice. I'm not who you're
Oh,
mad at. I don't know what
wow.
happened, but we're gonna get you some peace. I'm just taking you to the next stop, and I would just talk to them. Just,
Hmm.
I'm just your driver. The next person that you see, they're gonna be helping figure out what happened with you. I don't know what's going on, but I'm sorry about your situation, but we're gonna get you home.
That's
So, yeah,
yeah. Like if I as a complete hypothetical, got super duper drunk and woke up under a park bench, I would want
yep,
somebody to be like, "Yo, you don't live here. It's fine. You can, but like, you
yep,
gotta go. But
it's
like, it's
okay.
cool." Uh,
Right? You're gonna
the
be okay, man. Like,
right,
take a
right,
breath. You're gonna be fine, right?
right.
And so when my truck's going haywire like this, I talk to them, and within like a minute, it calms down. The energy in
Really?
the vehicle is, yeah. So like, and this is like firsthand experience. I'm in the vehicle. I'm going through my job like a normal
Yeah.
routine. Like, hey man, just gonna put you in the truck. You're gonna feel a little bump when I move the stretcher. We're gonna drive. I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
drop you off at point B. As soon as I start the truck, is when I'm alone with this person. Now you feel that bad energy, and it's like, holy shit. It's okay, man.
Wow.
Calm down. Deep breath, and then calm down. Most of the time, it's really, there's not a whole lot of anything. You don't pick that up, but sometimes it's kind of scary.
That
So
is amazing. Because
yeah,
I've heard descriptions of this profession before, and it's always
yeah,
pretty, very technical and antiseptic and removed because you don't want to
yeah,
get like involved in some way, but like you're taking almost the opposite approach where you're getting
yeah.
extra dimensional with it. That is wild. Okay,
Yeah.
um,
So
so
now, I'm just going to side note here. One of the things I am actually ordained with is my little card of ordination with the Universal Life Church.
hell
I don't know
yeah,
if you can see that,
yeah,
but so I do have a weird spiritual approach to some of
okay,
this stuff. Like, I'm not there to be their friend,
hmm,
just a gentle voice taking them home. Like the cabbie who will walk you to your door. Like, they don't just kick you out at the curb,
hmm,
but just walk you to
hmm,
the door and make sure you get inside. And it's just, and sometimes you just need that little extra touch. So
okay,
when I interviewed with the company that picked up the contract,
right,
they were like, no, that's ridiculous. Why would you do that? Like,
right,
the attitude of management was basically like, this is a meat sack, let it go. That's a
right,
weird approach. We don't want that. But at the same time, if nothing else, when there's family members present and they see me giving that courtesy, that
hmm,
respect to their loved ones, it can be a source of comfort to the families. Like, there's a fine line to walk. Like, you're not making it
hmm,
too personal, but it's just like, hi there, Joan. I'm going to be your driver.
okay,
And I've had so many times family members have said, thank you for calling her by her name,
really, okay,
or thank you for being so gentle with my mother. Thank
it
you
cuts
for,
through.
it cuts through. Like, they're grieving,
Uh-huh.
and it gives them a little reassurance that their mother will be treated with the respect and the dignity that, because you don't know
Right,
who's handling them. You don't know who's there. You
right,
don't know people in uniform. I show up in a like paramedic looking uniform, very cold,
hmm,
very clinical. They don't know me,
hmm,
but that little bit can go a
hmm,
long way to someone who's, you know, very
fascinating.
vulnerable like that. Yeah.
Well, this is not going to be a smooth segue because I mean,
Excellent.
normally, like we could probably and normally would spend the entire podcast here on your band because we're like all electronic music freaks, and it's wonderful. But we blew by your Tourette's based electronic band and then slung around like Saturn. The
Oh yeah.
public heavy metal party you do for
Yes.
kids to go right to speaking to the dead because we got to get to. I mean, that would be enough for 99% of the population. But you were recently featured on the cover of Off
Yes.
Town magazine here. Va Voom. How did that happen? And was it your idea to include your dog?
It was. I really wanted him there.
Uh-huh.
So I have two cats. My partner has two dogs,
Hmm.
and I mean, they're also, who doesn't think their pets are the most beautiful, adorable, cuddly little bastards ever?
Right.
So I had an opportunity to submit some stuff to the magazine.
Hmm.
Now, I think that's actually my second time. So
All
is my first
right.
this is my first cover,
Oh, she
right?
brought visual aids too. Just the best guest. Love it.
That's my first magazine cover ever
Oh,
with
wow.
off.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was very excited about this. Now, there was a delay in the release of this magazine, and
Uh-huh.
by the time it came out, my second one!
Oh, just a machine.
They both came out in the same month. The
Uh-huh.
first one was delayed, and this one was released early. So
Hmm.
they were both released within 3 weeks of each other in the same month. So that was like a monumental thing. Not only was it my very first magazine cover,
Hmm.
one's based in Paris, one's based in New York, and I'm going, holy hell.
Wow. Conquering the world.
And I'm going, holy hell, how did that happen? And so this was just, and that was the same month actually that I started seeing my now partner. Like we started seeing each other, and I'm like, holy shit, look at this. And he's going, wow, okay, cool. So when we did the photos for the most recent one,
Hmm.
it was the part of what made that one extra cool was that he actually took the photos. I'm teaching him
Oh.
photography, right? It was a family project. Like that's our little boy, the dog, Gary,
Oh. Hey,
Gary the
Gary.
dog. And I got a lead on I had a lead on just a magazine submission. It's
Hmm.
leads sometimes they come and you send stuff off and you never know if it's actually going to print. And even though sometimes they say, "Oh yeah, that's beautiful. We'll put it on the cover. I love it, love it, love it." It never happens. Or 5 years later,
Right.
it's like it's now just a blurb in the back and whatnot. So I didn't know what to expect. I had no idea. I sent the photos off, and then like 3 weeks later,
Mm,
they sent me the PDFs. They're like, "Okay, so we're doing it on the
yeah.
cover," and I'm thinking, "Okay, that's great that you sent me PDFs, but you can still change your mind." And as of like a
Right.
couple of days ago, it actually went to print. So yeah,
Hell
so
yeah. Yeah,
so I was
that's
really excited. It's my partner's first. It's Stefano's first. Hammy is my nickname for him, or Noodle.
love
Ham,
it.
so
Noodle.
quick, so quick. His last name is Pasta, so I call him Noodles. But
Oh, the drummer for Alice in Chains is a guy named Noodle. That's the shirt for this episode. Just that sentence.
right, but so Hemasaurus, that name was
Yeah.
actually originally a nickname I gave him. So and then it for him it abbreviated to Hammy. For my music, I still go with Hemasaurus.
Oh, I love it.
It was just, it was a stupid thing I did on it. We were on a double date. We were making our own pizzas. I put my arms like behind. I came up behind him and I put my arms under his. So he's like guiding my arms to pick up pizza
Sure.
toppings. And I'm screaming like a dinosaur, and I'm grabbing handfuls of ham and I'm throwing it at the other couple. And then
Oh,
I grab like ham and I'm like spinning these slices of ham like nipple tassels. So I'm like
oh.
screaming like a dinosaur and then going, together we are a Hamasaurus. It,
Okay.
it was just,
Uh, I think
it was
this
just
is.
this
Go ahead. Sorry.
it was just an insane and idiotic thing I did one night on a double date. Nicknamed him, turned it into a stupid music project.
Imogen, I'm not kidding. I think we're on episode 263 or 264. That is the best band name origin story I have ever heard, bar none. I love. We're not going to, but we could end the episode there because that was some glorious shit.
Thank
How'd your
you.
dick cake go over?
It went beautiful.
Okay.
I make dick cakes every once in a while just for the fun of it, and it's always a hit. It always goes over well. There's always a few people that are like, "Oh, I'm not touching that,"
Right.
but then like 5 minutes in, they're looking at it like, "Oh, but it looks so good. It looks so sweet and juicy." And there's like drizzle
Throbbing.
or chocolate
Yes,
dribble, and oh
baby.
yeah, there's always Yeah, there's always people taking selfies where they're like sort of licking at it. Yeah.
For the audience, what your initial intro to me was, "Hi, look at my dick cake." All right, this is going to be a fun one. And you at home may think we've done the resume. We haven't even gotten halfway down that iceberg, because when she's not doing all that, how'd you get into gnarly SFX makeup?
So that one, I was an extra on some indie film project like 100 years ago, and it's it's going to be an unwatchable piece of crap when the director after a take goes, you know what? Yeah, good enough. The whole team.
That's the tell is that just who cares?
Yeah, good enough.
Yeah.
And all the actors, the cast and crew, they're like, hey, dude, we can redo that one. Like none of us are happy with it. Like a milk truck, a UPS truck drove by in the background, and this is supposed to be like apocalyptic, desolate. Like, let's just redo it. Can we redo it? And the director's like, no, don't worry about it. That's good.
There's milk in the apocalypse. God. There could be. Like it's amazing.
Right? So I got super bored, and I was hanging out with the effects guys, and I'm going, okay, show me this. Show me that. I have a question. How do you do this? How do you do that? And it was just, I was bored on a film set. And now previous to that, actually, I should say the actual very first origin was like 8th grade. Okay. I didn't wear makeup ever until I didn't wear makeup until I was like 28. And then it was because I started modeling, so I had to wear makeup. So 8th grade, female friends at school, they're like, oh, I don't like this lipstick. Here, you wear it. This is gross. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I don't wear makeup. What are you doing? Like, this god-awful purple and red and whatever. So what I would do is I'd take the lipstick, mush a little bit on my fingertips, and then blot it under my eyes. So under my eyes would look dark, purple, dark, and it looks sickly. Now, if your under eyes are dark, the rest of you looks more pale. And so I sit in class, and I'm just like, And so I started using it to get out of school. Teachers are looking at me, kids around me are going, oh, you don't look okay. Are you okay? Oh, you look sick. Stay away from me. At some point, the teacher would go, are you okay? Do you need to go home? I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. So they send me home. Now they can't say I'm cutting class. They're sending me home because I look too sick to be there. So I go home, watch Jerry Springer, eat my Doritos, and wait. This is my afternoon.
You use your powers for evil from an early age. That's amazing. I love it.
Right.
And then so you parlay that into doing special effects for movies and stuff. For quite a long time. Like I am trained to do casualty simulation, which is recreating accident scenes for training paramedics, firefighters, first responders, stuff of that nature. So I am trained to do all of that stuff to make it look real, which means using medical grade synthetic blood to recreate the various stages of like blood flow, blood clot, stuff of that nature. The biggest event I ever actually participated in was a training exercise for the fire department where they recreated a plane crash. So there's a whole team of us out at the airport. They have a school bus jammed full of like old car parts and random chunks of metal and jet fuel. So they have a burning school bus to represent the wreckage of a plane so they can do their fire training to deal with an actual fire, down airliner. And then we have a second bus full of actors playing injured people. So theoretically, someone could, a lot of plane crashes, there are a lot of survivors. So we have a whole school bus full of simulation actors. Okay.
And my job was to recreate a huge list. We have a huge checklist of injuries to recreate. Well, then we threw... Right?
Where was my guidance counselor when this was a job?
Right? Like, oh, man.
So
yeah, it was so much fun.
3rd degree burn, like 3rd lumbar down or whatever. Okay.
Absolutely. Medical spec sheets. One of our leads was one of our project leads was actually a guy who had gone to medical school. He was a trained surgeon. He does not practice as a doctor. He changed path, but he still has that working knowledge. I'm just fascinated by all things gross. So like I did my homework ahead of time. I've got reference photos. I've looked up all sorts of medical references to know exactly what I'm doing. So when we have to do like a spiral fracture or a smash, this, that, or the other thing, arterial blood loss, etc., I've got like latex and hoses to have like an artery. Someone's got a nick on the neck. I've got a little hose and a little pump, so it's like spurting. Yeah.
Oh! Oh, that's the extra mile or kilometer if you're in Canada. Oh, that's amazing. Hell yeah. And not only that, that's a free band name for you at home. Somebody start Casualty Simulation.
Simulated Casualty.
Simulated Casualty is totally playing Art Farm 2026. Well, you can do the makeup. They'll do a whole thing. Yeah. Now I kind of want to do that. Okay. Now I don't even have a proper question about this, but I have forgive me if I mispronounce, Malabolgia photography logo on the screen. Let's do a drive-by of that. So in your somehow spare time, you also do photography.
Malabolgia photography, yes.
Excuse me.
The name comes from the Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri, 14th century Italian poet. Legendary piece of writing that's been replicated so many times. Tons of references in pop culture. But Malabolgia was one of the circles of hell, or one of the cities outside of hell, one of the circles of hell. But yeah, I am specialized in heavy metal and combat sports. If it's violent on some level, I'll get my camera in there and I will take my pictures. Loud, aggressive, flashing lights, shrieking vocals.
Wow.
Yeah. Then you have pink squeal and a whammy dive, and I'm just salivating.
Yes! That is so cool. We go to you at home. We'll put the link in the show notes, but imogen.in for all this wonderful stuff. All right, much like Dante's Circles of Hell, we will increase in difficulty for what we call the radiation round. Called that because lightning is exceedingly rare in space, although there's no wrong answer. Say literally whatever you want. We'll start with... I had it in my head that you were from Australia because James is from Australia. But like, so I kind of fucked this one up. But if you know any of these bands, I went with Australian electronic bands, which doesn't make any sense now. But we'll go with. Do you like any of Severed Heads, SPK, Snog, or the Avalanches?
I'm not familiar with any of them, unfortunately.
Don't worry about it. I'll answer for you because it's Severed Heads. Okay. As a fellow animal person, what is your favorite animal, not counting your pets?
By counting my current living pets,
right? Because it's just
so in a general sense, I love axolotls.
Yes,
they're wonderful, right? They're wonderful, beautiful little animals. Yes, they are amazing little creatures. I have had them as pets, not currently, because they're now banned in BC where I live, like in the province I'm in. They're now banned here, which is really stupid because the pet trade is largely what keeps a lot of animals alive. So axolotls are they're pretty endangered out in the wild now. They're only in a small area. They used to be prolific, but the pet trade is what keeps the numbers up.
Very cool.
Public interest in them. They're awesome.
Love it.
Naked mole rats are pretty cool. Giant snakes are awesome.
I'll try not to self-plug too much, but I did an album called Animal Songs. Basically just tracks about animals that I like. And there are both naked mole rat and axolotl tracks. So like you're firing on all cylinders as far as the gospel.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, the good stuff. All right. And question number 3. As an extremely ripped person who also does Venerate supplements, because you need a hobby, I guess. Wow. What is the most common fitness mistake you think people make?
Oh, That would be biting off more than they can chew.
Biting out like just like I'm gonna fucking like just bench
Yeah,
press 200 or something like that.
overestimating their own
Okay.
ability.
Uh-huh.
Like at the beginner level, it's, no one wants to walk into a weight room and go, let's start with the little ones.
Right,
We
right,
all were eyeballing the big boys and we're like, I
right.
want to lift that one, the one that weighs
Totally.
more than a Volkswagen. I want to lift that thing. I'm gonna get that bitch over my head. I'm gonna shot put it. No, you're gonna break yourself. You're gonna hurt yourself badly. So
Yeah,
at the
definite
beginner
dude problem.
level, it's yeah, at the beginner level, it's having that like not
Okay.
knowing your own limits.
Mm,
So pushing too hard without
mm-hmm.
really starting slow. At a more advanced level, it tends to be lack of cardio.
Mm,
So like, cardio is so important because you get your body warmed up, you get all your muscles nice and
mm-hmm.
limber, you get your tendons nice and lubricated and going, your joints are working, everything's ready to rock. But it's easy to forget how important that is because a lot of people find cardio really boring. But
Mm.
like 10 minutes on a treadmill, an elliptical, or even just doing like skipping or, the stuff it sucks. Like to a lot of people, it's really boring, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
no one likes doing it, or it's often seen as like something more for soccer moms, like
Mm.
suburban women just trying
Right.
to maintain themselves. And so it's cardio is often overlooked. So
Mm-hmm.
for advanced gym rats, not doing your
Okay.
cardio.
Interesting. Like I
Yeah.
want to get ripped. I'm not a fucking step climber person. Like, but you want to? Okay. Cool. Cool. Cool.
Yep.
All
Yeah.
right. So that was amazing. From the top, I subbed in for Severed Heads, Axolotls, and Naked Mole Rats. Love it. And at the beginner level, too much. At the advanced level, no cardio. And we'll do everybody's second big feature, hypothetical spectacle. We did a brief flyby on taxes and government, but generally speaking, if you could change any policy or law, what might that be?
Abolish the government.
Oh,
No
yes!
taxes. Licensing to have children.
Licensing there. Now we're talking. Um,
Right.
right.
A lot of people should not be parents. Not that I have a beef with anyone over parenting issues right now or anything, or just in a general sense. It's
Mhm.
just, do better.
Yeah.
But the whole tax thing, like, there's so much corruption at every level of government.
Yeah.
Taxes are misspent, they're misused, they're misspent, and it would be great to be able to just address that and not have to pay so much in taxes.
Yeah.
In Canada, the highest tax bracket is 55%.
55.
So
Get
55.
out.
So yeah, so if you make, you work your whole life, you're building
Uh-huh.
up, you're building up, you're building up. As soon as you click into the next tax bracket, like you get a raise at work, you're doing good.
Right.
Like even so, you start off at the lowest, like say you start minimum wage, you get a little raise here and there. All of a sudden you jump into the next tax bracket. You're excited because you're like, all right, I'm making more money. You get your paycheck and you're not making more money
Right.
because that small difference is now going 100% to taxes.
Right.
So your entire
You're s-
raise is to the government and you're making the same amount. Well,
and
you
yet
get
you're
more.
still never somehow paying your fair share, at least in.
You build a company, you work hard. Like a lot of small business owners, once they get to like restaurants are a really good example because the overhead of running a restaurant is tremendous.
Mhm.
So the restaurant's making decent money, but the actual owner of the restaurant is not seeing much of that. Like they're often like I've most of my life I've worked for small companies, independent companies where there's a lot of money coming in, but the owners, a lot of the time as an employee, I've been making more than my boss
Mhm.
because the owner of the company
Oh,
has to
wow.
pay
Yeah.
overhead. Their actual wages are not there. And because of the company, like the way the taxes are done, they're being taxed at 55% of whatever is brought in. So
Okay.
55% of what the company makes is going to the government. And then like of the remaining 45%, most of that goes to overhead and a big chunk of that is staff because you have to pay your staff. Like you can't
Right.
have, so us little wage slaves who are keeping the company going are doing better than the owner. So we don't need that. Like, yes, there are wealthy people out there, but if it weren't for the taxes, they'd be a lot more wealthy. If they're wealthy doesn't mean they haven't worked for it. Like,
To say nothing of, I don't know if you're following any of this crazy fraud investigation here in the lower 48, but enough said. Love it. I mean, don't love it, but yeah. And, although since we are on a couch flying through space, we're all about overhead. Space jokes. I am going to bring this flying couch back on end of the station. Thank you there at home for dealing with my mic issues. If anybody knows how to make it recognize the mic and not the laptop mic, I mean space console mic, totally not a laptop on a card table in Tennessee. Do you have any final thoughts for our space audience, Miss Cookie Bailey? You don't have to.
I think my final thought is best summarized by lighting a joint.
Hell yeah! Now we're definitely. Yeah, you will soon be joining me up here in space.
Yes, right. I will.
Hell yeah! We'll THC you later. No. So what did we learn? What did we learn today? Everybody's got to check out Hamosaurus. I found you mostly on Spotify. Put it in how you'd spell it. We have the spelling there. You do about 1,000 to 10,000 different things. It's unreal. Just spinning plates because, why not? We got to check out the Art Farm Party public metal fest for kids in Victoria, BC in July. If you ever start a body removal disposal company there on Earth at home, maybe you want to talk to your clients, let's say. Our guest just did an extremely wholesome photo shoot cover for Off Town Magazine with her other half and dog. And there it is. Check that out if you're in the area. Dick Cakes went over great. This is something I love, that you got into, well, at least the professional end of special effects makeup by just not hanging out on the set and checking Facebook on your phone. You went to the sound effects guy and learn shit that you can do now, which is awesome. I absolutely love that. Severed Axolotl, Nick and Mole Rats. Don't lift too much. Don't skip on the cardio. And with these taxes and the Fed, if you're here in the States, I don't know what you have there in America's Evil Top Hat. But taxes are silly, less government, and enjoy you some fine organic products. I'm gonna go put on some Hamosaurus because I feel like jamming out. I recommend you there at home do the same. So this is all I got. Thanks for sticking with my mic issues. So this is Brian for Space Couch, for Imogen for all of this, saying call the spaceships to Davenport, prepare for Divanity, and interface with a couch in space.